Why are you crying, man?
I almost died, okay?
What happened?
That chip went down the wrong way and I'm trying to recover.
I'm glad we aren't about to get in really heavy traffic because that would be dangerous.
I know, right?
The following video is 1 week in my life, specifically last week, Friday to Friday. Originally it was going to just be a Monday through Friday video because on Sunday afternoon, with about 24 hours notice, I told some buddies of mine that I could join them from a trip to Indianapolis to New Orleans, Louisiana for a couple shows, and I thought it might be cool to document that. However, I did have a couple cool videos and some stuff happened a few days before, and I decided to throw those in. So we're going to start with a Friday going from Indianapolis to Louisville for WWE SmackDown Extra Work, where we did security spots. Saturday morning at the Wire Wrestling Academy, where we had regular training. Sunday, the Wire Wrestling Academy, where we had training and a photo shoot. Monday, where we went to Indianapolis for WWE Raw for more extra work and another security spot. Immediately after that, meeting people at the wrestling school, jumping into a car at midnight to drive 14 hours straight down to New Orleans, which take up most of our Tuesday. Right to the gym, having Carnival shows on Wednesday and Thursday, driving immediately from those Carnival shows in New Orleans, Metairie, to be more specific, to Louisville, Kentucky, where we would help with a ring rental and set up for a show, and I would wrestle in Louisville. And then after that, I would eventually go on to wrestling in Marion that weekend, back to training on Sunday. But this is the Friday to Friday in my life that included 40 hours in the car, still making sure to get in all my gym sessions, still making sure to get in all my cardio, making sure to get in just a little bit of New Orleans cuisine with some crawfish, and just a whole hell of a lot of good time with some friends of mine. So here is about 8 days in the life of Jake Oman, and not necessarily an abnormal 8 days in the life of Jake Oman. And starting with the quick 2-hour jaunt down to Louisville, Kentucky to the KFC Yum Center, going over the 31 bridge there. Very beginning of SmackDown, starting off with all sorts of chaos. Jay Uso getting jumped, and you can see me, some of the other Wire Wrestling Academy students there in the background. Nice packed house there. I think it was like 12,000 at the KFC Yum Center. All the way back to Indy to the Wire Wrestling Academy. Normal Saturday morning training here, going over just some basic drills with the guys. And flipping to Sunday morning, every few months we have photographers come in at the academy so we can all pose for some new promo shots. Everybody always trying to get in better shape, getting new gear, all that kind of stuff. So we had this great photographer Nick come in, nail some good shots of us. Good way to spend our Sunday.
Walk away from me. Were you done?
And on Monday morning, after early gym and prepping for the rest of the week, myself and another couple students from Wire Wrestling Academy headed down to Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis for WWE Raw. You can see a couple of us there right behind Adam Pearce again. So it was Wire Wrestling Academy representing on SmackDown and Raw this week. Immediately after Raw, I had to get back to the Wire Wrestling Academy to meet with some of my friends who were coming down from South Bend to snag me on the way to New Orleans. My buddies who arranged that trip live up there, so they caught me about 2 hours into their drive. We had to move around some stuff in the ring trailer first. Some fellas ordered some padding, and we had to shift that around from the ring truck into the truck, back to into the ring truck. Then when we got down to Louisville, we had to drop off this trailer, which we wouldn't need for another couple of days until the ring rental the following Friday. Here we're just go ahead and running through Kentucky, then we're running through Tennessee, eventually getting to northern Alabama here, where we are dead tired in the middle of the night and fueling up as best we can. Eventually getting to Slidell, Louisiana, where we had this really bomb Airbnb. The only unfortunate thing about this Airbnb, despite its beauty, is it was 45 minutes away from the city of New Orleans, but we got to chill out there for a little bit, take in the views and experience the very peaceful side of life away from the city. After dropping our stuff in the Airbnb and decompressing for a hot minute, we had to head into the city, check in with Carnival, check out everything, and get the lay of the land about how we would be running this deal the next few days. It was also during that time we found a Sonic the Hedgehog gigantic stuffed animal in a trash can because of a hole in the back of its head, and I convinced Eli that we had to save its life. It does. All right, boys, where are we at?
The shrine at the airline.
City.
New Orleans, baby. NOLA.
How long did it take to get here?
15 hours.
Too damn long.
What?
Why are you crying, man?
I almost died, okay?
What happened?
That shit went down the wrong way and I'm trying to recover.
I'm glad we aren't about to get in really heavy traffic because that would be dangerous.
I know, right? Because then I was trying to keep it together and not have a coughing fit. And that just made my eyes water. And now I'm laughing because now the whole thing's funny. Is that I almost died choking on a Dorito and nobody knew until I started this.
We had no idea. We're talking about other stuff.
We thought you were doing the Jimmy Shulman spot.
Except nobody helped.
Yeah, we didn't know you were dying.
Yeah, that's
If
great.
we knew you were dying, we would have helped.
We figured you almost killed us like 7 times driving so far. So
I mean, yeah, I might as well.
You had one coming.
Because I had sent him like my resume and everything, and I think when he
See, the reason I cracked and drank eggs in the morning is that I didn't want to take any time to cook them at all.
mine was just because if you eat
After covering most of our bases, our last little thing on Tuesday Knockout was Eli, Tyler, and I making sure to get to the gym to loosen up our bodies a little bit after 14 hours in the car. You were absolutely wrecked. In fact, I'd say the worst thing about pro wrestling on your body is the travel and not necessarily all the slams. After that, good night's sleep for all involved. And the next morning, King Mitchell Taylor helped make some breakfast with the assistance of the 100 eggs I brought, courtesy of Buck Hemingway and all of his chickens. Then we wandered into New Orleans, into the city, so we could take it all in. Only one of the 7 of us had ever actually been into the city of New Orleans. And part of the reason I agreed to go on the trip with 24 hours notice was just because I'd never been there before. And I'd always heard that New Orleans was the type of place that I would really dig. And they were right. Yeah, we went to the most historic cafe there in New Orleans, Cafe Du Monde, and got some beignets, which are essentially French donuts for those who don't know. Walked through the French Quarter, walked through Bourbon Street, including the French Market right here. $2 p.m. on Wednesday, we went ahead and wandered back to Metairie, where the Carnival would be taking place for the next 2 days. Met up with the local crew of Louisiana guys on the ground. We rented the ring down there instead of having to take it all the way across the U.S. They brought down a really awesome pro wrestling ring, one that was made of all wood, which you don't see a whole lot of anymore these days. But felt great. We got to take it all in. Also, we all got to learn that Louisiana is a very strict commission state. You have to have EMTs, take all your vitals, blood pressure, review your blood work before any of the shows start. So this is me making sure that I was the very first person to get all that done so I could have my energy drink, because everyone had to wait to make sure their blood pressure was taken before they jumped into the caffeine world.
Walked up to the ring and said, "You guys have to stop right now."
First match just went out, cut a promo, got ready to start their match, and the commissioner, the guy in the white back there, stopped it because there's not a doctor on site. There are 2 paramedics though, but neither one of them counts as a doctor, so no go. Eventually, after about a 45-minute delay, we were able to get a hold of a doctor to come out and actually sign off on us starting the show. The commission guy who'd been with us for 3 hours at no point mentioned that we needed to have a doctor on the premises and that the 2 EMTs wouldn't do. So it's caused us a slight delay, which actually caused us to miss about half of our, to lose about half of our crowd. Thursday morning, after we all crashed our hard Wednesday night and everyone stayed up super late. As always, I'm the first to wake up in almost any group. That was Tyler on the couch, and I think there's Eli all bundled up like a mummy. We went ahead, all had breakfast together again the next morning. Everyone's cleaning up as a crew. It was the most eclectic group of people I've been with in some time, but it all worked. There's Mara fixing Sonic's head, and then all of us heading back into New Orleans to enjoy one more morning in the city, where I was going to meet up with an old friend of mine, Skylar, who I haven't seen for 5 or 6 years, who moved down there and offered to take me out to lunch, where we tried some crawfish. I really wanted to try the alligator, but he convinced me to try the crawfish, which was pretty cool. But I'll be honest, a little too much work for not enough meat. Night 2 started in a much different ominous tone. Instead of getting delayed due to doctor issues and commission miscommunications, we got delayed due to lots of rain and then having a soaked ring, which we had to then cover up and then uncover several times. We were wondering if the show would even go on. However, we are locked into a contract and wanted to make sure to honor that. So after some big delays and a whole lot of talking back and forth with the commission and the Carnival people, we decided to go ahead and have the show.
Why aren't you cheering for me?
Luckily, everyone got through the show unscathed and in 100% health. The most disappointing part, however, is that with a late start to the show, it meant the show finished later than normal, and one of our 2 cars had to hit the road immediately after. So we had a pretty quick teardown, but 4 of us had to get right back in the truck and start heading back up to Louisville, Kentucky.
I saw the red.
Could have been so much better. We got to Louisville safely a little under 11 hours later. My buddy Mitchell, who had arranged our trip down to New Orleans, also was handling the ring rental for Game Changer Wrestling that day in Louisville. I ended up in the opening 5-man scramble myself. Had a lot of fun, really good outing. Got to work with some really cool people. Got to slug it out with another thick boy here, and hopefully made a good impression.
Let's go, Omen!